of distance education courses using a frame of flexible learning to give you a sense of some of the things that have been happening on campus with distance education actually for a very long time. So that's the very end. All right, so I'm just going to skip to the next slide because I think I've already introduced us. So I wanted to start off by saying that UBC's been involved in flexible learning through distance education for a very long time, going back, in fact, to 1949 when the first 3 courses were started. And even before that, UBC's had a responsibility provincially to explore new media for equalization of educational opportunities offered by the university. You can see some examples of technologies there. Now, the offer of distance education is kind of offering university courses beyond the traditional gates of the campus. And that means that we can meet a responsibility provincially, but also with the increase and the affordances of technology into the global context as well. And you can see the number of enrollments that we had last year in CTLT administered courses and Faculty of Education courses. But 80% of our distance education students are on campus. And when we poll them and we ask them why they're interested in distance, they talk about flexibility for their scheduling. They want access to their teaching and their learning materials always. And they want to be able to do it from whatever location they want. They don't want to only be on campus. Now, when we develop distance courses, we're always asked, but can you teach it using distance ed? And my stock response used to be, well, you wouldn't want to do brain surgery by a distance. But with the advances in technology and communication and simulations, I don't know. The technology line isn't really the most challenging one to think about now because it's really exploding in terms of the things that we now can do. But we're going to focus in our examples in terms of how, through the design in the work that we do with faculty, we really focus on the interaction between learners, instructors, and content, and focus on engagement strategies and assessment strategies in terms of what kind of experiences learners have when they're taking a distance education course.
The quality of student interaction with their teachers, peers, and the discipline really is the achievement of student learning outcomes overall, and more importantly, the success of a teaching and learning enterprise. What does this look like in a distance education context? I have 2 examples which speak to this through a variety of strategies. The history of the Holocaust focuses as much on understanding human experience and human suffering as the cause and consequence relationship of past events. The course uses live and recorded video-based interaction with Holocaust survivors as a mainstay. In addition, there is real-time interaction with the instructor and as a whole class through weekly online office hours and mediated class discussions. In addition, the course also uses a variety of strategies, some written as well, journaling, draft papers, and such, which support the students in making their thinking their thinking around critical issues explicit so that the instructors can respond and offer timely feedback throughout the term. The next example, which is coming up, is a 100-level philosophy course, a very different breed altogether because the focus is on mastery learning. The course teaches foundational concepts in philosophical logic, which are critical to the upper-level courses in the program, and it attracts a very wide range of students as well. The instructor uses short, just-in-time animated tutorials which he creates on the fly to dispel misconceptions as and when they arise. In addition, the students have a chance to work on interactive multiple-choice quizzes independently first and then in their teams so that they can learn from one another and also perhaps practice crucial skills of consensus building.
In the next few slides, I'm going to talk about different approaches, assessment approaches that we have taken for our online courses in order to make them more accessible and flexible for our learners by providing them with different options as well as introducing them to different technology as well as tools. In the first example, VHYG 433, we created virtual patient cases in which students develop their transferable skills along with discipline-specific knowledge. They work within small groups and work on real patient cases in order to have critical thinking develop, as well as to solve problems, analyze problems, pick and use proper information, as well as at the end, once they complete the problems, they assess themselves and the others. MedIT as well as the School of Nursing doing good examples of virtual patient. The other example of the course I'm going to share is History 106, that the instructors use different technology as well as different methods in order to engage the students and make the historical materials relevant to students' lives, and by emphasizing the importance and meaning of historical materials. A good example is the flexible final project, in which it's a reflective activity, and students are encouraged to use different methods, different options, in order to reflect on the relationships of human being and the environment. Like by storytelling, poem, a play, a movie, or photo gallery. eTech 510, last example, is a collaborative knowledge building environment. It's in open source media wiki. Students use different resources. It's a big resource area for students that they aggregate, they relate, they create, and share information.
And I'll just finish off. I'm an instructor in eTech 510, and what's really exciting is that we can use the technology to have students creating knowledge, to do it in a big way, and across a long duration of time. So we've had students working with about 6 years of material created by their students, and to date, this is public to the web. We've had about 2 million people come and look at material created by UBC students, link to it, and connect to it. We really want to maybe amplify what people have said already. The center of this is really the idea of learning. And what we really want to think through with our use of technologies, which can be quite amazing, is how we support interactions. So we really want you to leave you with that sense of the learner, the instructor, and content, and how we put something together that is flexible learning. But we'll leave you with this one question. How might you use distance education alongside of on-campus and blended courses to create additional flexibility and enhance student learning? We see again and again our students are asking for that flexibility. They're enrolling in courses. We see increases in the numbers of students who want to have this as one option for their learning. But I think it can also sit very nicely in terms of providing resources and opportunities and activities that help us to enhance the quality of the on-campus classroom as well. Thank you very much for your time.